More than 1 in 4 couples identify money as their greatest relationship challenge, according to a recent study by Fidelity Investments. However, as you work through financial indifferences, there are some warning signs worth a double take. Here to discuss is Emily Irwin, Wells Fargo Managing Director and Senior Director of Advice. Emily, thank you so much for joining us. You told us some of the red flags to look out for when you think about your finances. Can you take through some of the top that come to mind?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. And happy Valentine's Day to everyone. So some of the big red flags that we see in relationships include things like financial secrecy. So this is really the red flag where someone is just not being transparent with their finances. It could be on their spending. It could be that they're hiding a debt on their balance sheet. It could be that they are not willing to discuss what even their career goals are with their partner. Another one would be taking on debt and just pretending it doesn't exist. And not all debt is bad debt. It could be that you've invested in yourself, you've taken on student loans. It could be that you're saving for a big purchase and you've taken out a mortgage or maybe an automobile to drive to that job that you need to get to. However, if you have no plan to pay it off or you're just kind of pretending it's not there, major red flag. Also, behaviors like gambling. We just came off Super Bowl weekend. This can be a real indicator about kind of risk tolerance. You know, throwing down some money on whether or not Taylor Swift is there, not a bad idea if you're spending your coffee money. If you're spending your rent money, that's a problem. And then finally, prioritizing wants over needs. Everyone should prioritize some splurge in order to maintain financial goals and good behaviors. But if you're doing that consistently and you can't pay off your monthly bills, then that's going to be a problem.
So Emily, the one that got my attention as a potential red flag was gambling or betting, because, you know, a lot of people, Emily, they like sports betting. And by a lot of people, you know, I mean me. So when exactly is that, Emily, a red flag, a caution? Is it the amount you're spending? Is that it?
It's actually not the amount. You want to think about what you're spending in alignment with your goals. And for someone, it might have 1, 2, 3 zeros. That may not be something that's problematic if they can support it within their lifestyle and their budget. It is a problem if it affects things like you being able to make on-time payments of your bills, if it for some reason starts affecting your credit score, if for some reason it gets the point where you're not even sharing those behaviors with your loved one and your partner, that's where the red flag comes in, because that means you're starting to hide things that can not only affect your financial picture, but potentially your partner's as well.
Yeah, Emily, the one that got me was financial secrecy or hiding things from your partner when it comes to your finances. What would be your advice to someone who might not feel comfortable discussing their credit score, for example, with their partner?
Yeah. I think it depends on where you are in your relationship. Early on, you can do things like observe behaviors and kind of think to yourself, like, how does this person interact with their finances? You can ask about their money story. You can ask about, to tell them like all the things you want to do in a relationship. Tell me about yourself. Share what your money story is and your history so it invites them to do the same. If you're a little bit further within the relationship, definitely before you take on any joint purchases or commingling of assets, you want to have a really transparent conversation about kind of the big things: saving, spending, debt. How are we going to check in with one another? A wonderful way to do it, it's Valentine's Day. Do it over a date night in a place that's not going to be something that's emotionally charged. You both know you're coming into that conversation. You know what the topic is, and therefore you're going to be able to be in an environment where you can have a more transparent, less emotional conversation.
All right. Those are good tips, financial and otherwise. Emily, thank you so much for joining the show. Appreciate it.
Thank you.